everybody, welcome back to another World of Warships Splits video. Today we're going to go over the USS Enterprise, CV6, Grey Ghost, whatever you want to call it, Big E. I'm going to go over how I play it. I'm going to show some gameplay footage. First we're going to go over my commander skills. I use my midway captain, so I use the standard stuff that I usually use. So aerobatic maneuver, get the return speed on the aircraft, dogfight specialist, dauntless dive, giant hunter. I think the other one is dealing more damage with throwing fire or flooding. The only one that you can really choose the difference is if you want compartment maintenance or honor seeker. It's really up to you. I only use one equipment on my Enterprise, but I'm gonna recommend what I would use if I used all three. So I use that. I forgot the name of it already, but it gives my planes more HP. I prefer having HP over more planes. That's just me. It's personal preference. You can use that. You can use more planes. You can use dogfight specialists. It's up to you. For this one, I would probably either use risk of fire on deck down, risk of fire on superstructure down, fire flooding protection, or small AA damage. That's just my preference. Or that's just what I use on my tier 7 carriers anyway. I would use either surface detection or torpedo damage reduction in the third slot. Like I said, pretty much depends on you. So the first wave, I always send the first wave out to where they're all together. You'll see later on in this game that I do just send, like, I'll send dive bombers out first, and then I'll wait and send torpedo bombers out later. It is intentional. It's not something that I just say, oh man, why did I do that? It is more so I can get more fire and flooding damage on enemies. And now, first wave, I'm going to go after this destroyer, even though I'm going to miss it with most of my torpedoes, but that's alright. Yeah, see, I only hit one torpedo. That's fine. But then their enemy carriers are pure CV sniping me, which you should never do in anything past tier 7. It just doesn't make sense to do it. Alright, so after that, or after my planes return, normally I'd go for whatever's isolated. So in that case it was the York, but this case, this Gascon is over here pushing. He's coming straight to the base, so I'm gonna let my team know, like, hey, you guys need to get back over here, because as you can see, they're all pushing over to my left. And that's when I discover there's a Cleveland over here too. So after this wave hits, I'm gonna go ahead and turn and start running before they can get there. So I don't want to get shot at as soon as they come around that island. So you hit all 5 torpedoes there, but I mean, if you don't, hitting 5 torpedoes on a battleship is probably the easier of the task, even though I say that now, but I'm going to miss 2 torpedoes on a Colorado later, but that's fine. I already know I'm going to get crap about missing torpedoes, whatever. But I'm just going to start bombing these guys. He's already burnt his damage control kits, so those 3 fires are going to burn, or 2 fires rather. Gonna burn on him the entire time now, so he's gonna lose a lot more HP than what he would have. As far as that Cleveland goes, I'm not particularly worried about him right now. I'm actually not even gonna launch a wave at him, just because my team is actually starting to finally come back and help me. But yeah, see, it's pretty much all gonna be. You send out, like in this particular game, I'll start separating my dive bombers and torpedo bombers into 2 separate groups. Basically, my torpedo bombers are 10 seconds at least behind my dive bombers. So that way, if my dive bombers start a fire and they immediately put it out, my torpedo bombers can come in 10 seconds later and potentially start flooding, and then I'll be racking up more damage. But this isn't a strategy I use all the time. It's just in this particular game, this is how it went down. As you can see, for some reason I sent my torpedo bombers to Cleveland, but then I flew over the Cleveland, so I just lost like 2 or 3 torpedo planes in this run, which would have gotten me that kill in the Gascon, but oh well. Now that they're no longer a threat, I'm going to start turning, head straight for their base, so that way my attack groups can get to those 2 battleships that I know are still over at the base quicker. Alright, so the carrier got destroyed, or Mayhan suicided for it, but right now I'm going to go ahead and look for that Colorado. Colorado is going to be the easier target to hit, so we're just going to go ahead and go with that. My torpedo planes are definitely behind my dive bombers, so that way if I do start fire and he puts it out immediately, blah blah blah, you'll see what happens. I'm going to go from like 60,000 to like 72,000. I apologize if you hear random noises in the background. That is my children. Yeah, I don't really have a quiet place to actually record. So if you start hearing children in the background, it's normal for here. But yeah, see, let's hit 3 torpedoes, started flooding. So that's going to get me up, I think, over 72,000 damage, if I remember correctly. Alright, so it put me at about 75. So then we're going to launch more fighters. Or, not fighters, dive bombers. We're going to launch dive bombers. We're going to wait a few seconds, launch more torpedo bombers. I think that's going to get us... That's probably going to get us to about where we need to be for our big caliber. And you can see right there, I have Demolitions Expert, so I'm going to get some module damages every now and then with my bombs. It's not something that's totally out of the ordinary for me playing Enterprise or Midway. But you can see right there, we're at 87. We're going to hit these torpedoes in the Colorado. Alright, so it's not going to start flooding. For right now, we're at 95,000. We're going to go ahead and shift and throw our dive bombers at the Bismarck for the last 20 seconds we have left. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I do to play Enterprise. I mean, it's easy to me because I play it so much, but yeah, you can see right here, we finished with 102,089 damage, and we got MVP even though we didn't kill anybody. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe down below.